Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Empire. If you are a new subscriber and you're not really a new subscriber, if you're pressing by and you're joining us for the first time, please feel free to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put up my videos. So yeah, on this video today, without talking too much, I want to show us how you can achieve a big lid space, especially for people with small lids like me. I have small eyes, as you can tell. This eye is smaller compared to now this once we've done our makeup. So I just want us to show you guys a simple way to cut your crease and make your eyes look bigger. So yeah, let's just get straight into that video. So the first thing I want to do is to clean my lid space, and this I'm using this concealer. This is the Eyeliner Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee, so it's really close to my skin tone. That's the one I really like to use. I already have a video on that, so I'm not going to dwell much on that. So now after our lid area is cleaned, it's time for us to go in with our first shade. Now when it comes to cut creases, you really want to deepen up your crease and make your crease look more deeper, so that when you cut it, we have like we can see like there's some shadows beneath. So yeah, let's just go straight into our first shade. And I'm using Untamed. This is the Nairobi Eye palette. If you haven't, this is Untamed Beauty. If you haven't checked this palette, I have a video on it. So I'm using, my first shade is Gucci. This is the shade I'm going to go for. Gucci. I'm going to place my brush right here. Then blend. I'm satisfied with that, so I'm going to blend out that Gucci shade, and I'm going to use the shade Redneck right here, which is still from Untamed, and I am going to slightly and smoothly blend out that Gucci shade. Not something that is way dramatic. This is like a soft cut crease, okay, for people who are shy to rock. So I'm quite happy with that transition. Now it's about time we cut that crease. Cut it. I didn't want to make a complicated eye look. I just wanted something very simple that anyone can do, a beginner, whether you're a beginner or you're just somebody who wants to start doing eye looks. I just wanted to create something that is way simple and easy to understand. So it's time for us to cut our crease. And normally when you're cutting your crease, especially if you're a dark skin girl or a melanin girl, melanin, yes, girl, what you want to do when it comes to cutting your crease, you want to use a concealer that is a bit lighter, like 2-3 shades lighter, so that it gives you your eyeshadow the best popping look. So I'm going to use concealer in the shade medium beige. This is just the Eyeliner Pro Conceal in the shade medium beige. It's a bit whiter than Toffee, so that's what I'm going to use. And you're going to need a flat brush. So I'm using this brush right here. It's just a normal concealer flat brush. This way it will give you an easy application process. Now these are the tricks come in. If you have hooded eyes like mine, your guideline should be, you take your brush, tap it on your concealer in a flat way, then pack it on the middle of your eye right here, then look up. So you see that place where that line has been created by the concealer, that's where you want to cut your crease. But then again, that is where you cut your crease naturally, or where your eyes fold, that is where your crease should be naturally. But since you have small eyes, you want to make the illusion of having bigger eyes, so that line right there is where you want to cut your crease. But then again, there's this part right here with these eye folds. I hope you guys can see it right here. This is where I want my crease to be, so I'm just going to go a little bit higher. So let's just cut it. We're going to start from this point, then connect it with the first line, right there. So right there should be your crease. You see, when you do that, it gives you an easy way of cutting it. But if you look at this where this crease is and where this crease is, this one is a bit higher, so I want to make this one also a bit higher, like just the way this one is, so I can have an illusion of having a big eye and having so much lid space to work with. So I'm just going to be careful and just go slightly above. This is optional, you don't have to do this. This is just if you want to make that illusion even much more bigger, but if you just want to cut it normally, the first space where that concealer had touched is quite okay, so it's gonna go a bit big, a bit higher. Just take your time, be patient, and stay calm, because with cut creases, if you mess, the more you mess, the higher you go. So you can just definitely find yourself almost close to your eyebrows, and you don't want to do that. So let's just go and just take your time, be patient. It's gonna work out. Then add more concealer on your lid, right here. Just make sure you make that line as straight as possible. Then I don't want to make like a full cut crease. So what I want to do is create like a half cut crease, and to have a guideline of having a half cut crease, this point where your eye, where the black area of your eye ends, that is where you want to finish. That is where you want to make your concealer reach. So your concealer has to reach at this end. Let this black part of your eye be your guideline. So where that black part ends, that is where you want your concealer to end. That is where you want your half cut crease to end. And then you're just going to tap that in and blend it and make this line as sharp as possible right there. So right there we have our cut crease, we have cut it, so it's about time for us to go in with our lid shades. Okay, in this case I wanted to use like matte shades with a little bit of shimmer at the inner corner. So I'm going to start with my matte shade. I'm still going to use my Untamed Beauty palette, and I'm going to use this peachy tone right here. It's called Odi. This is the shade that I'm using. This shade right here is called Odi. Odi. And I'm still going to use a flat brush right here, and I'm going to pack that in the middle of my eye. You can use finger if you want, and make sure your concealer is tacky or close to dry when you start packing, especially your matte shades. You don't want to pack it on a wet surface because it's going to crack. So that is done. That is our main shade. Then I'm going to go into the shimmer shade, and for that I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette from Dubois, and I'm going to use this shade right here. And I'm going to merge it into that matte shade that we had earlier on packed on our lid space. Just like that. Then I'm going to go back into the matte shade, and I'm going to blend the two together. So I'm just going to apply that on top of that, just to merge them. I'm going to tap it using my finger like that. So it's about time we work out our outer corner. So the outer corner of our eye, what you want to do is just blend it in with the transition shades and the crease shade that we earlier on had. So I'm just going to use the shade that I used on my crease shade, which is Gucci, just like this, and just blend it in. Always try as much as you can for both of your eyes to look alike, even if they won't be like twins. They should have like a connection. They should have like we are coming from the same womb kind of Marsha, not like you don't look like we're sisters. So just try as hard as you can to make sure you do that. So that is blended, and then I'm going to go into our transition shade, which is Redneck, and I'm going to blend out that dark red. So I'm just making sure. Then you can see that this Gucci shade is like getting into that peachy shade too much. I'm going to use my finger and then tap into that peachy shade and then just blend it into my Gucci shade until they be like they're marrying each other quite well. I just buff the two colors together, merge them together with my outer corner and the transition color that I'd used before, and merge the two colors together, and yeah, right there you're done and your eye color is complete. So at this point you can add a liner, you can add a wing line if you want, you can add you can leave it bare like that, you can smudge out your liner area with an eyeshadow, but I'm going to use an eyeliner and I'm using ELF. I'm going to do the rest of my face off camera, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do our lower lash line or our lower eye, and then I'm going to show you how you create that illusion of having a big eye with your lower lash line. So yeah, just stick around. I'm coming back in a minute. So the rest of our face is done off camera. This is how we're done with the face and the eyes plus the lashes. Now it's about time we do our under eyes. Now when it comes to my under eyes, I always want to make my eyes have the illusion of I'm awake and we are working, but if you want to make them look bigger, sometimes I go in with a brighter under eye liner. This David's pencil right here, it's like an orange. I like the way it looks. Then that's that. So I'm going to smudge out my lower lash line with the eyeshadows that I used on my crease shades, and that I'm going to use a smudge brush to do that. Then I'm going to use this small brush right here. I'm just going to go into this Untamed palette, and I'm going to use the first shade that I used, and that is Gucci. So I'm going to do so normally when you want to do a normal eye look, you would smudge it right here and you just leave it there at this point. But if you want to make our eyes look bigger, you want to drag it a bit down until this point. You want to cover all this area right here. So I'm just going to go down a little bit. Then using the same brush, I'm going to go into our transition shade, which was Redneck, and I'm going to go underneath that Gucci shade, just right here. So for my inner tear duct, I've used my highlighter shade to highlight my inner corners. So I'm just gonna rock my lipstick and then we see how this final look has turned out, which is quite interesting. So guys, this is our final look. This is how we look. I have done my lips, I've done the rest of my face off camera, and this is the final look that we're having right here. You guys can see that right now, if I give you my picture without makeup, you will see that my eyes are a little bit tinier compared to me doing it with makeup, and I just did a trick of making my eyes look bigger and creating a lid space that I can work with so many colors just by cutting the crease. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this tutorial. I really love how this look has turned out. I've never done such a look before. I just feel like it's like a smooth, neutral, nude, super glam kind of look going on. It's an amazing. For my lips, I've used the Joanna K cosmetic lip stain in the shade basically, and I just use that with a liner, David's liner, and the number, I don't know which number is this. This is number 13. It's like a purple. Yeah, so that's just basically everything for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to see you guys next time. Please feel free to comment down below. Let me know what it is you want me to share with you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and do that with you. So for this video, that is all for this video. And for my ladies with hooded eyes, I got you. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and for that, you'll know what I say. Bye bye.